Okay, so guys, what we have here is your generic, what do you call this? Online shops, clutch, easy pull clutch system. Okay, so it's meant to decrease the clamping or leveraging effort of your clutch left hand. All right, so this works on a principle of a lever. Okay, and I'll show you what's on the inside of this thing. By the way, this thing was taken from the like what modifications I used to do with off-road bikes, which most of the time have heavy clutch springs. Okay, these are like for the motocross bikes. There are a lot of them that have heavier than normal clutch springs, so it's it's kind of tiring to keep on squeezing that hard. So they some ingenious people back in the day devised something that would make the effort much easier. That's why the easy pull clutch device. So this is how it looks like on the inside. Let's unscrew this. So there are two Allen bolts that hold the back together, or the back plate onto the main body. Alright, so this is it. It's just a simple device. This is your lever, and this is where your handbrake or clutch lever goes. So let's pull this out a little bit. So as you can see, you can adjust the length of the cable in relation to your clutch lever. So you see this action. So the position of the pull here, okay, has more strength than here, so that if you pull here, your pulling power is multiplied by around 20%, as they say, 20 to 30%, because the axle is here, or the pivot is here, and then the actual cable from the original clutch cable is here, so that when you pull it from here, you kind of like have a great leverage. Of course, the travel is a little bit shortened, but it doesn't usually matter, or rather it matters very little if your clutch engagement does not require that long a travel. Besides, this is quite a long travel here, so I guess my bike, which is a Royal Enfield GT650, in which it has a fair amount of weight on the clutch lever, would be significantly reduced. So I plan on using it there, since it's still in original stock cable setup. I was initially planning on doing a hydraulic on it, but I resolved to try this out first, because this one is much cheaper. And when I checked out the cable, the stock cable that I had from factory, it was still quite good. There are no like, the problem with the cable is that, if you will notice this point, is that there's actually this nipple here rotates and creates friction on this catch. That's the same thing with the lever, or your hand lever for your clutch. So what it means is that this pivot, or this nipple, is always doing this kind of motion, a twisting motion. So constant twisting motion of this nipple will somehow bend microscopically these cable fibers, and eventually throughout time, when you keep on pulling, that thing will eventually give. Okay, so that's what happens to your clutch cable. So it's actually great to oil this part when you have, but there are some clutch cables that have plastic sleeves on this, so it helps the nipple to pivot onto the lever with less friction, thereby mitigating the twisting of this nipple on the. Actually, this is where it breaks usually, the cables, right? So like you're in the middle of a trip and then suddenly cables break, it's usually on this spot. So in my case, I'm going to be I would see the problem that it would be here and here, since these don't have the plastic friction reducing thingies. So the one where the original cable, nipple is going to go here, it has the plastic thing here. But the thing is, I cannot transfer that plastic here because this one is a much bigger nipple than the stock nipples of the clutch cable of the Enfield. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grease this well with heavy duty grease, lithium grease, and then also going to grease this end where this goes to the clutch lever. So that's it, guys. So I'm going to put this back. So it's as simple as, just lining it, and I'm not gonna close this that much yet. I'm not gonna. It's just for the bolts not to fall off, because I'm gonna go get some grease and grease the insides of this. That will also prevent corrosion and help the things inside that rotate to rotate more freely, even with the pressure of the levers, so, or the pivoting nipples. So that's it. That's how it works. So we're gonna install this on the bike in a bit. I'm just gonna get some grease and I'll show you when I install it.